The Forbidden Cave was not a place for young mermaids. Its entrance was a jagged, dark maw in the deepest trench of the reef, and from it whispered currents of cold, ancient water. Lyra's elders had warned her 1,000 times, but Lyra, with her curiosity as bright as the bioluminescent scales on her tail, saw not a warning, but an invitation. It was a misplaced conch shell, a rare pink spiral that tumbled into the cave's entrance. Without a second thought, Lyra darted after it. The moment she crossed the threshold, the light from the world outside vanished, swallowed by an oppressive darkness. The water grew still and heavy. When she turned to leave, the entrance was gone. In its place was a wall of smooth, featureless stone. Panic, cold and sharp, prickled her gills. She was lost. The cave was not a single tunnel, but a labyrinth. Corridors branched off into deeper darkness, filled with strange, echoing sounds. The groan of the earth, the drip of mineral-rich water, and something else, a faint, melodic humming. She swam for what felt like hours, her frantic turns only leading her deeper into the maze. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Just as despair began to tighten its cold grip, a soft, blue glow pulsed ahead. She followed it into a cavern where the ceiling was covered in long, delicate strands, each tipped with a tiny light. Dangling from one of these strands was a small, tear-shaped creature with enormous, sad eyes. It was tangled, its gentle light flickering weakly. "Please," it whispered, its voice like the chime of a tiny bell. "The current trapped me." Lyra, forgetting her own fear, carefully swam up. With gentle fingers, she untangled the creature's fin-like appendages. It zipped free, pulsing with a joyful, brighter blue. "Thank you, swimmer," it chimed. "I am a Glimmer-Wisp. You are lost in the Stone-Throat's maze. I am Lyra. Can you help me find the way out?" The wisp pulsed thoughtfully. "The paths are tricky and shift with the tides. I cannot guide you far, but I can give you light, and I know who can help. Follow the echoes to where the blind ones listen." The wisp detached one of its own glowing strands and pressed it into Lyra's hand. It cast a soft circle of light around her. With a final chime of gratitude, it zipped away into the darkness. Emboldened by the light and the kindness, Lyra swam on, now listening for echoes. She found their source in a vast, circular chamber where the walls were honeycombed with tunnels. In the center slept a massive, gentle-looking creature with milky white eyes and long, sensitive whiskers that twitched with every current. This was an Echo. Remembering the wisp's words, Lyra didn't speak. Instead, she began to hum her mother's lullaby, the one she sang under the moonlit waves. The melody floated through the water, bouncing off the chamber walls. The Echo-Sifter's whiskers quivered. It lifted its great head, a smile on its broad face. It was a creature that lived for sound, starved of beautiful melodies in the silent maze. When her song ended, Lyra spoke softly. "Great listener, I am lost. Can you show me the path that leads to the open sea?" The sifter rumbled, a sound that vibrated through Lyra's bones. "Your song is a gift of sweet water in a desert of stone. For this, I will help. The path you seek is the third tunnel on the right that smells of salt and freedom. But beware the narrow paths guarded by the many-armed guardian. He is not evil, but he is lonely and forgets his own strength." Thanking the gentle giant, Lyra followed the directions. The salt smell grew stronger, filling her with hope. But soon the tunnel narrowed into a tight crevice, and there, wrapped around a large rock, was a magnificent multi-armed cave cephalopod. Its skin shifted through patterns of anxiety and boredom. One of its powerful arms was lodged under a fallen rock, trapping it. Seeing Lyra, it recoiled, its arms flailing in a defensive display. "Stay back," it boomed, its voice thick with pain and isolation. Lyra held up her glowing strand, showing she meant no harm. "You're hurt," she said, her voice calm. "The rock has you trapped." The cephalopod stilled, its giant eye blinking in surprise. No one had ever stopped to help. They had only ever fled. "I cannot free myself," it admitted, its voice quieter now. Lyra swam closer. The rock was massive, but it was precariously balanced. She didn't need to lift it, just shift it. She wedged her tail and back against a nearby wall and pushed with all her might against the stone. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a grating groan, the rock shifted just an inch. It was enough. The cephalopod yanked its arm free with a grateful shudder. "Thank you, little Fin," it said, its skin shifting to a soft, grateful gold. "I have been stuck for so long. I am Kale. The way ahead is clear, but the exit is hidden by a curtain of falling sand that confuses the senses. You will think you are swimming in circles. Close your eyes. Feel for the current that pulls strongest and truest. Trust it, not your sight." With a final grateful wave of its arms, Kale retreated into its crevice, finally free. Lyra swam on, and soon she heard it. A roaring, rushing sound. The tunnel opened up, and before her was not an exit but a massive, swirling vortex of sand, a relentless waterfall within the sea itself. It was impossible to see through. Remembering Kel's advice, she took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and let herself drift into the tumult. The sand stung her skin, and the current tossed her wildly. Her instincts screamed to open her eyes, to fight, to find a visual bearing, but she fought the panic. She stilled her mind and focused only on the feeling of the water. Amidst the chaos, she felt it a steady, persistent pull, like a gentle hand tugging her forward. She focused on that single sensation, kicking with all her strength towards it, trusting the current Kale had told her to find. The roaring began to fade, the stinging sand lessened. A new sound replaced it, the familiar crash of waves on the distant reef, the cheerful clicking of shrimp, the warm sun-kissed water. Lyra opened her eyes. She was out. The open ocean stretched before her, the coral reef glowing gloriously in the afternoon sun. The terrifying maw of the forbidden cave was behind her, looking small and insignificant. She turned back to the dark entrance one last time, not with fear, but with a heart full of gratitude. She hadn't escaped a prison of monsters. She had navigated a sanctuary of misunderstood beings, aided by the very friends she had stopped to help. Holding the now fading Glimmer-Wisp strand close to her heart, Lyra swam home. Her story not one of a forbidden morning, but a secret song of friendship found in the darkest of places. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.